There's no time for a Masters hangover here. The golf schedule has blessed us with another great event to follow up Augusta, and that's going to be the fourth signature event of the year here at the RBC Heritage. Because it's a signature event, we have a limited field with an increased prize money, which is going to bring all the best players in the world. 43 of the top 50 in the world, including 8 of the top 10. This is going to be one of the best tournaments of the year. There's no cut, so you're going to get to see all players all 4 rounds. And we are at Harbour Town Golf Links, one of the top courses on my bucket list, not just to go to see the tournament, but also to play. It was rated as the #2 PGA course by the players, behind only Augusta National. So they ranked all the courses that they play on the PGA Tour schedule. This one was #2. You're gonna see why watching it on TV this week. It's right along the Atlantic Ocean, beautiful vistas. It's very South Carolina-esque golf with the Spanish moss, a great crowd of golf lovers in the Hilton Head area. And it's actually just 130 miles from Augusta. 53 players in the field this week competed in the Masters, and that includes 7 of the top 10 finishers in Augusta. Scottie Scheffler, who was solo second, Russell Henley, Cameron Young, Colin Morikawa, Sam Burns, Max Homa, and Xander Schauffele. Let's get into the storylines. I want to go over top players who have good finishes here, guys who have played a lot at the RBC Heritage, or guys that are just bringing in a lot of recent success that I think you need to have your eye on as you look forward to watching the tournament and if you look to bet it. I do this every week, so please do me a favor, subscribe to the YouTube channel. I post even more content on my social media channels as well. Let's get into the storyline, starting with the defending champ, Justin Thomas, who won in a playoff last year over Andrew Novak. He birdied the first playoff hole in epic fashion, had a huge roar. It was his first win in basically 3 years. He hasn't won since. In that tournament last year, he shot a course record 61 in the first round, and he's looking to become just the 4th player to repeat in the history of the RBC Heritage. Check out this list of the 3 guys that have repeated here. Payne Stewart, who I love because of what he did at Pinehurst in '99, Davis Love, and Boo Weekley. That's an epic list. It'd be awesome if JT could add his name to that as well. There's 3 other players who have won this tournament in the field. Scottie Scheffler in 2024. He finished solo second at the Masters and just had a fabulous weekend. Scottie has a T11 and a T8 in his other 2 starts here, and he hasn't won since January, all the way back in January. Can you believe this guy? Yeah, that's really not bad for any other player in the world, but when we're talking Scottie Scheffler, we expect him to win a little bit more than that, and there'd be no better place to do it than right here in this signature event. Matthew Fitzpatrick won in 2023. He finished T18 at the Masters. You didn't really see him much in the broadcast, but he's put together a sneaky good week. Before that, he won the Valspar Championship and had a 2nd place finish at the Players. So among players coming in hot, Matt Fitzpatrick is certainly up there, and he's a defending champ in 2023. He beat Jordan Spieth in a playoff. Jordan Spieth was looking to defend that year. Spieth won in 2022. It was his last win on tour. His last win in 83 starts. Can you believe it? He beat Patrick Cantlay in a playoff that year. Are you catching a trend? Playoff? Yeah. 3 of the last 4 years have gone to a playoff. Scottie Scheffler's the only one that did not. Some other trends to rattle off for you. Cam Young, who you saw a ton in the Masters because he was in that final pairing with Rory. He has 4 straight top 7 finishes on the PGA Tour coming into this week, including that win at the Players. He leads the tour in the money list. He's won more money than anyone this year, even Rory McIlroy. And that's largely due to how good he's been off the tee. That driver has been lethal. You don't really need to have a good driver here at Harbour Town. It's not very long. Distance isn't going to do you very good. However, accuracy is key. That's going to shape who I'm betting on this week. I'm going to get into that later on in my Taft's approach to green. JT Poston plays really well here. He's finished top 10 50% of the time. He's come here 8 times, finished inside the top 10 4 of those occurrences. And there's no surprise there. He's a Carolina guy, went to Western Carolina. He's from Hickory. So you could say it's that local knowledge, or just he loves the feel of that low country golf. The only other person to play here 5+ times and finish top 10 in over half of them is Patrick Cantlay. He's finished inside the top 10 75% of the time. Take that information how you want. Russell Henley, who I just mentioned, he's played here more than almost anyone. Brian Harman's the only guy that I saw who has played in this more times than him. Brian Harman's played at 16. Russell Henley has played at 13. Harris English has actually also played at 13 times. How about the Georgia Bulldogs representing in Hilton Head? No surprise, because it's really not that far from Athens. And I believe all three of those guys, English, Harman, and Henley, all still live in Georgia. If I'm wrong, hit me up in the comment section, but I think that's right. Henley is 5th on the PGA Tour in driver accuracy this year. He's 3rd on the PGA Tour in scrambling this season. Those are two key stats for Harbour Town because, like I said, it's not super long, but you can get into trouble with water and a lot of trees along the edges of the fairways. It's not like Augusta where you can kind of just spray it and distance is going to favor you, like we saw with Rory and Cam Young just tearing it up, even though Rory couldn't hit a fairway all week. Xander Schauffele has 3 straight top 10 finishes here. He also has 4 top 10s already this season. That's 3 more than he had last year coming into the event. Xander is having a much better year in 2026 than 2025. Will Xander get back in the win column this week? He is one of the favorites. He's averaged 68.08 in the last 13 rounds at Harbour Town, so he's shooting well under par in his recent starts here. All right, it's time. Let's get into the betting section. Taft's approach to green. I'm going to give you 2 winners, 2 placement bets. We start with Jordan Spieth at 40-1. This is a juicy one, but I think Spieth can get his 2nd win at RBC Heritage, his 1st win since that time back in 2022. He already has 5 top 25 finishes this season. He's coming off the T12 at Augusta National, where he said after his final round, it's the best he's ever struck the ball at the Masters, including his win in 2015. So take that. Jordan Spieth, who has played better than pretty much anybody in the Masters going all the way back to 2015, he just said he hit it better than he ever has there. His confidence is soaring. If he can figure out the putter, he's going to be dangerous this week. I like his odds. He's also made the cut in all 9 appearances at RBC Heritage. He likes this tournament. Also at 40-1, Maverick McNeely. I haven't heard many people talking about him this week, which is another reason for me to love him. He's had a very steady year in 2026. No super high finishes, but he also hasn't had many low finishes either. He only has 1 miscut. He's doing everything right. He just hasn't been able to piece it all together for all 4 rounds. And I think he can do that this week. Coming off his best finish ever at the Masters, a T18. And at Harbour Town, he's gained at least 1 stroke per round over the field every single time he's played here. Let me say that again. He's finished at least 1 stroke ahead of the field every single round here, and he's played in 5 of them. He had a T3 last year, a T4 in 2021, so some high finishes to look at for this tournament. And his worst round ever at Harbour Town, a 72. He has not gone high here ever. If he can string together 4 solid rounds, he's going to be right up there at the top of the leaderboard once again in Hilton Head. Also, his 1 career win was at the RSM Classic, which is in St. Simons, not too far away from Hilton Head, and a very similar style of golf. Can Mav McNeely get win number 2 of his career? I certainly hope so. I've already bet it at 40-1. Now, 2 placements. I already talked about Russell Henley because of how good he is with his driver accuracy and at scrambling, but more so just because of how well he played at Augusta National. He proved a lot to me, and I think he proved a lot to himself, being right in contention on a Sunday at Augusta. He had a share of the lead at one point, had a couple birdie putts that would have given him the solo lead. He couldn't convert. Unfortunately, I was really cheering for him, especially because he's a Georgia Bulldog. But you look at his weekend. He shot a 66 Saturday and a 68 Sunday. Like I said, Scottie had the best weekend of anyone. Russell Henley 1 stroke behind him. The next closest in terms of just the weekend leaderboard at the Masters was a whole 4 strokes behind those guys. Russell Henley and Scottie Scheffler. No one's coming in with more momentum than them from what they did in Augusta. Russell Henley also had a T8 at Harbour Town last year. My last one, I got to go with a Carolina boy for my top 20. That's Andrew Novak. He was in the playoff last year against Justin Thomas, and that was his first time ever playing the tournament. So now he has that course knowledge coming back in. He's still that local guy. He's going to have a lot of support. He grew up in North Charleston, which is very close to Hilton Head. He went to Wofford. No one's more South Carolina than Andrew Novak. I like him to do top 20. He missed the cut at the Masters. However, it just gave him 2 extra days to get to South Carolina. Excited to see what he does this week. Excited to see how the 4th signature event goes down. This is actually going to be the last signature event of the year that I'm not at. We got, after this, the Cadillac Championship in Miami. I'll be there. And then the Truist Championship in Charlotte. I will be at that one as well, posting loads of content. Be sure to give me a follow and check out all the content that we'll be posting, not just on this YouTube channel, but also on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. We're going full force ahead as we get into the bulk of the golf season. More majors to come, more signature events to come. Let's enjoy Hilton Head this week, and we'll see y'all next time.